Hey everyone, JJB here, bringing you guys the final rounds of Swiss from the Limited Base Stats tournament. Now, our opponent for today is a guy or girl, no idea, by the name of Lucy Goosey. Now, Lucy Goosey and I are the only people in the tournament so far to go 3-0, so we've both already qualified for Top Cut. We're both already going to be in the playoffs. Basically, the top 4 players from the Swiss rounds progress through to Top Cut, and we're currently sitting in joint first, so we both know that we're going through. So yeah, this is kind of, it doesn't really count for anything other than sort of seedings for the Top Cut and the knockouts, but yeah, we're still going to give it our best, obviously. Now, I've done some research into this guy's, or girl's, into their team, and it's pretty scary. So they're rocking out with a Xatu, a Diggersby, Venomoth, Silvally Water type, a Klefki and a Monferno. So looking at the possible max speeds of all of their mons, generally they're all pretty fast and pretty hard hitting. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've got a couple of little plans. Basically, the Klefki has its Prancer ability and has a full non-damaging moveset. So looking back at the games, I'm able to work all this stuff out. That's how I'm doing it. So Klefki's got Reflect, Thunder Wave, Spikes and Light Screen. So basically everything there does nothing to Rotom, and Rotom can defog away the Spikes, the Reflect and the Light Screen. So whenever we see a Klefki, it's likely that we're going to be going out into our Rotom because, you know, completely wall it and we can just get rid of anything it wants to set up. His Diggersby is, it's not scarfed and it's not banded. It has agility, which is a real problem for us because if he can set up an agility, he can just sweep through my team. So the plan there is to either try and get a burn on it with Rotom, or I think, looking at the calcs, I think Medicham can survive a hit. I think it's like 98% max, so if Medicham's taking any damage or he gets rocks up, then we might be a bit screwed. Medicham can OHKO with Drain Punch, and type Null can wall hits from the Diggersby for a really long time. The Venomoth has a Z move and Quiver Dance, which is really scary. So I'm not sure what our best answer to that is. The only moves I've been able to work out that the Venomoth has are Bug Buzz and Sludge Bomb as offense moves. So Nidoqueen walls that. Obviously Venomoth's ability, I can't remember what it's called, but I think resisted hits do more damage than they should. As in, they don't do normal damage, but they do, you know, like a neutral hit does, you know, 100%. A resisted hit does 50%. So I think it's somewhere like 75% or something that the resisted hits do from Venomoth. So Nidoqueen can it resists. Yeah, I'm really butchering this. Nidoqueen can resist the hits from Venomoth, but they still will probably do quite a big chunk of damage. So that's something to be wary of. Other than that, the only other thing that stands out to me is I think the Xatu is choice locked. So I think it's Specs or Scarf, and I'm not sure which one. If it's Specs, then just checking my notes, but if it's Specs with a modest nature, okay, let's look at it this way. If it's a modest Xatu, then my Frogadier is the only thing on my team that outspeeds it. So does Choice Scarf my Tiana. If it's max speed, then the only thing on my team that outspeeds is still the Mightyena and the Frogadier, but if it's scarfed, then it outspeeds everything. So basically, if it's Specs, we can KO with Ice Beam or a Crunch, and if it's scarfed, then we can take a hit, basically. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there because the match is due to start, but that's sort of my team prep. I've got some notes here with all the speeds written down. And all of the movesets and the items that I already know, so I'm sure we'll go over that a little bit more in the battle. But yeah, I'm gonna cut here and I'll join you guys again once we are, you know, in our game against Lucy Goosey. Alright, hey everyone, so here we are in the game with Lucy Goosey. So as we can see on the screen, he is rocking out with his Xatu, Diggersby, Venomoth, Silvally Water, Klefki and Monferno. I'm pretty sure I just went over all of this. Don't know why I'm saying it all again, but yeah. We've obviously got our same team of Frogadier, type Null, Nidoqueen, Medicham, Rotom and Mightyena. All of the movesets and EVs for this team are down in the description below if you guys want to go and check that out, just so you know what we're dealing with here. For our lead, I think I want to just start off with 404 type Null. He leads with the Xatu, so this is his, in some way, choiced Mon. So I think what I'm going to do is just kick off straight away with a Swords Dance. We can take big damage from the Xatu. Well, oh, Trick. Oh, and it was Choice Scarf. Okay, so 404 is now pretty useless. Oh, that's very frustrating. Obviously now the Xatu is fairly slow, or at least it's not scarfed. Do you know, I was looking at the movesets for it and I had down Psychic, U-Turn and Dazzling Gleam. I did not have Trick. That's the first time he's used it as far as I'm aware, so he obviously game prepped for our type Null, which is very frustrating. So I think what we're going to do is go out into Medicham. He knows we've got to switch, so he goes for the U-Turn. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh man, that's a really good first turn from him. He's very well prepared from Loosey Goosey. So the problem with this is now he gets to choose something to go out into. I would imagine that his Venomoth's quite a good idea here. Or his Monferno. Monferno's got Will-O-Wisp, so it can always try and get a burn onto Bean. I'm very disappointed that type Null is tricked, because now it's, you know, its setup's fairly useless. He does go out into the Klefki. So I know that the Klefki has got the Reflect, Thunderwave, Spikes and Light Screen, so Shazam is 100% our answer here. We've got Defog to get rid of the Spikes or the Screens, and we've got immunity to the Thunderwave as so. So I think what I'm going to do is just fire off a Will-O-Wisp. If we can burn the Klefki, that's some residual damage. If he brings in anything other than the Xatu or the Monferno, we can get a burn on something. Yeah, which again is just residual damage, which will come in really handy. And he just decides to go for Screens, which is fine. So we're free to just go for a Defog now. He's likely just going to start doing this. We can just show him that we can get rid of them. This is probably going to force him to want to swap. So no, he just decides to stay in. Well, this is fine. We win this basically. He's going to get whittled down by the burn. If he decides to swap like so, this is kind of good because we can Defog to get rid of the Screens. Lowers Diggsby's evasiveness, and we can get off a Will-O-Wisp with the increased likelihood of it hitting, which we get. Rotom loses its item, which sucks. It takes a load of health, but now the Diggsby is significantly less scary. Yeah, significantly less scary for us to deal with. So I think what we'll do now is go out into Bean. He does go knock off again, which is the smart play. However, we should be able to just Drain Punch now. The part of me wants to predict him to swap out into the Xatu and go for a Thunder Punch. I really want to. I think we'll just Drain Punch. Okay, he stays and goes to the turn, and he still KOs. Man, Diggsby's just a absolute beast. And we lose Medicham. The game's our best 2 out of 3. So we've still got some way to claw back in. If he gets up any Stealth Rock, then we can't stop Rotom in as well, which is going to be really bad for us. I think we just fire up a big Surf. Surf's going to do damage to anything other than the Silvally. If he brings that in, then we're not going to be doing too much damage with the Surf. But I think we sort of have to. If we can just try and take down the Diggsby. The trick on type Null is really going to hinder us. Let's go out into the Silvally Water. I was considering U-turning, but that does nothing. He has Thunderbolt. He's probably got Surf as well. So I know that the Silvally has got Parting Shot, Thunderbolt and Defog. If he goes Thunderbolt now, then if he goes Thunderbolt now, he'll KO Froggo. if he goes Parting Shot, he'll get Switch Initiative if I switch. So I think I might just go for a Surf, expecting him to Parting Shot. Which he does, yeah, okay, nice. So what we've done there is we've got rid of his Switch Initiative. Basically now he has to bring something in, which gives us the chance to see what that is and then react on the next turn. What he was hoping for there was that weird swap. He could Parting Shot to make whatever I bring in weaker and also get the Switch Initiative. So that kind of works out for us. I'm really gutted we've lost Metacham already, and I'm really gutted that type Null is now fairly useless. So yeah, very well prepped from our opponent. The Klefki is going to be annoying to deal with. Very annoying to deal with. And he uses this time to go out into his Venomoth. So we're choice specs. So I think even from this range a Surf should still does 50%. And it gives me a chance to set up a Quiver Dance. I think the Venomoth is going to sweep. I really think it's going to sweep. I'm going to go again. He just goes straight up for the attack, does huge damage. We bring in Nidoqueen now. And we just go for a Flamethrower. I don't think he can KO. This would be the chance to go for his Z move. We know the Venomoth's got the Z move, he does go for the Z move. I feel like we should survive. We don't survive, we get absolutely bopped. Oh man. Okay, type Null then. I think are we going to get 6-0'd? I feel like we might get 6-0'd, and that's going to be very embarrassing. He should go Klefki now, I feel. So we're 3-0 so far, and we're getting absolutely warped. Getting absolutely blown back by Loosey Goosey. So he stops out into the Monferno, we get a big return off. I'm expecting a Will-O-Wisp now. Is there any way for us to come back from this? If we go out into Doggo, take the Will-O-Wisp. Nice. And just start going for Facades. He's got Mach Punch, which is probably going to KO Mightyena. Okay, he doesn't go for it. He decides to go for the Stealth Rocks on that turn, which is fine. That KOs Rotom essentially. Mach Punch doesn't KO Doggo, so we do get a boost up now. So Moxie boosted with a boost. He just goes Klefki now and just waits for us to die to burn. And waits for us to swap in Rotom into the Stealth Rocks. So I think that's going to be game 1 to Loosey Goosey. Yeah, so he goes Klefki. He's going to go for the Reflect, obviously. We do no damage. He can just stall us out now. Yeah, Hazard's fine. If we can get like a super mega crit, then that would be great. But it's not going to happen. The burn does KO the Klefki. So he's going to bring in something now, which is going to take a... It's a shame we didn't get the Moxie boost there, because that would negate the Reflect, but we do get a chance now to KO something else. I'm glad it's not a 6-0 loss. Goes out to the Xatu. Facade still does a decent chunk of damage, but we do die to the Deagling. And the Rotom is... No, we've still got Type Null. I thought Type Null died. Oh, okay, well we're not quite over then. Shazam dies to Hazards, yeah, and that doesn't take a turn of... No, okay. So Type Null's going to come in, take a big hit. We're still very bulky. Another return will KO, but we're going to get outsped by anything on his team. So we've definitely lost this round. The Venomoth comes in, Bug Buzz does pick up the KO. Alright, so that's the first game to Loosey Goosey. It's also the first game we've lost, which is a shame. So we do have to play our second leg, so we need to challenge Loosey Goosey again. Oh, you So singles, let's go. So yeah, really tough there. We really got screwed from the type Null getting tricked. That's something we need to bear in mind for the future. Yeah, because that's really going to hinder us. So I think I'm going to lead with Frogadier this round. Our opponent was in real control throughout there. He knew exactly what to do. So we lead with Frogadier. He leads with the Klefki this round. I do not want to get Thunderbolted. Sorry, Thunderwaved. So I think what I'm going to do is... He could predict that now and go out into the Diggersby ready to knock off the Rotom. He could also go out into the Xatu to trick the Rotom. The Xatu is really something we've really got to be careful of. I think I'm going to swap out into the Nidoqueen. He does go Thunderwave again. We know we can't do anything. He can set up screens, which is fine. We can always just get rid of them with Rotom, so I think I'm going to use this chance to set up Stealth Rocks. Okay. He didn't go out to the Xatu, which is something that would have sucked. And he goes out to the Silvally. Silvally, we know for sure, has got Parting Shot, T-Bolt, and Defog. I expect it's probably got Surf, because it's Water type. So I think we're going to go out into... I want to go out to type Null. Type Null can take a Surf. Do you think the Silvally's choice locked? I don't think so. What killed Bean last time? The burnt Diggersby did, didn't it? We need Bean at full health. I think I'm going to stay in and go for Sludge Wave? Earth Power? Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave. He goes straight up Defog. Okay. It's nice, we get a big hit off. We're going to expect him now to go for the... Yeah, I think we just go for it again. Yeah, let's go for it again. I'm expecting either the Surf or the Parting Shot. And it is Surf, okay. So we got that right. We get some big damage off now. We know that Silvally is... We know it's not stuffed, it's holding the blimmin' water thing, isn't it? That's such a stupid thing to expect. Alright, I'm going to keep Nidoqueen around. We're going to go out into Type Null. Type Null Elite Surf. Which is good. We can just fire off a return now, I think, in case he goes out into the Xatu. Because what we don't want is for him to be able to choice lock our Type Null again. Here goes Monferno. Monferno's going to want the burn. Or Stealth Rocks. We bring in Nidoqueen here. Nidoqueen can eat up hits from this thing and also threaten with something like an Earth Power. If we expect an Earth Power to come out, or we expect our opponent to expect an Earth Power, he goes out into the Xatu, so we go for Flamethrower. And he swaps into the Silvally Water. That's fine. If we'd have gone for a blooming Poison move there, we would have KO'd. Which really sucks. We know the Silvally's faster as well. I'm going to predict the Silvally to Parting Shot. He surfs. Oh, that's so annoying. But this does mean that we've got a free chance to go out into Doggo and get off a big hit. Or we can go out into something like... Oh man, I think we're going to lose this. What do we go out into? We go out into Bean and we can KO with a Bullet Punch potentially. What's this thing's max speed? 317's its max. The only thing that we've got to outspeed it is the Frogadier. If we go Frogadier now and lock ourselves into Surf, nothing on this team is going to resist that. The Silvally can't survive from this range. And we outspeed everything other than the choiced Xatu. If he brings in the choiced Xatu, we just swap into anything else. He goes Klefki. Okay, well we go Rotom at this point, and we can start going for Defogs. Unless he brings in the Xatu. What do we do against Klefki? It's going to set up a light screen. Surf's going to do nothing to a light screen. And that gives me a chance to set up Venomoth. So we have to go Rotom. We've got to try and get rid of the screens. He has to go light screen. He just straight up goes out into the Venomoth, which is absolutely fine. I think we can just go for a big Thunderbolt. He just goes straight up Quiver Dance. We do a really good chunk of damage. Does Bullet Punch can KO these, so I think we can potentially let Rotom die here. And I'm going to go Thunderbolt again. He's going to get super boosted up. We're going to go again. He's going to KO here. Yeah. But we can threaten him out with Bullet Punch from our Medicham, which we have to click. 100% have to click. Rotom is very important for the team. Okay, but we do take out the Venomoth. If he brings in the Klefki now, yeah, he's going to want to start going for Reflects. I'm going to start going for... He misses the Thunder Wave. That's really good for us. We can go for a big Bullet Punch. Boost our attack. I'm going to go Drain Punch now. He does paralyse us. If we can hit still, yeah, that's great. So we go back up to full health, which is really good. So we're full health with plus attack. We might be able to snag a KO against the Xatu or the Diggsby now. Diggsby comes in. I think we can 100% live a hit unless he crits us. We can't afford to get paralysed here. He does just absolutely bop us. It's Life Orb. Ah, if it wasn't Life Orb, I know we can survive that. But in other news, he hasn't gone for Agility, so we can threaten with the Surf here. His only answer is to go out into the Xatu, surely. So we should Ice Beam. Ice Beam KOs the Xatu, it probably KOs Diggsby. I really feel like I should probably calc that. Now, if we think that Surf will, then Ice Beam's the same. Yeah, we 100% go Ice Beam here. If he goes Monferno, that's fine, we can just sack something else off. We 100% go Ice Beam here, he goes out into Xatu, doesn't even go out into Xatu, we just KO Diggsby. Nice. He has to go Monferno, he knows that we have to switch. I think I'm fine just sacking off Doggo here. Fire Punch does a decent chunk of damage. We know he's got the Mach Punch, which is going to KO. He's got Burn potential on 404. So we go Froggo now. If we... Oh, I think we lose. He goes out to the Zard. Ooh. Surf does huge damage. He has to go for an offensive move now, surely. So we can go out and type Null. We eat the Psychic. We boost. Or we just KO. Now we just KO. KO's R2. Oh, okay, nice, nice. Monferno comes in. We click Return. He's got to click Mach Punch. It doesn't KO. Return does big damage. We go again. He Mach Punches, he KOs. So it now comes down to whether Frogadier can survive a Mach Punch, which I 100% don't think it can because it's as frail as anything. But we click Surf, and it does survive. Nice. And we KO the Monferno. Oh man. Good game. Right, oh, I'm glad we won a leg. Jeez. This is going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Okay, so it all comes down to this final game. So what went well there for us before I go back and have a look? What went well was type Null not getting tricked, and we played the end game correctly there, which was really good. We positioned ourselves well. Him swapping on that turn to take the Surf with the Xatu definitely was what lost him the game. 100% lost him the game. So let's just send him the battle, and it's all down to this. It's all on this final game. Who wins? Who keeps their unbeaten record going into Top Cut? Oh, it's going to be tense. All right. We go Froggo. It worked well last time. He goes Silvally Water. We just straight up Dark Pulse. Does big damage and we get the flinch. So we're absolutely fine to just Dark Pulse again. Can we flinch again? We don't flinch again. But he does get the parting shot off now. The Silvally is incredibly weak, which is really good, down to 20%. That's a really fortunate first turn for us there. And the good thing is now he swaps out. He sort of knows that we have to swap on the next turn, but what does he go out into now? Monferno, probably? Set up rocks on the switch. Oh man, after that first game I thought we were going to get absolutely blown back, but we've able to put up a good fight. He does go Monferno. He knows it resists the Dark Pulse. We are forced to go out into Nidoqueen here. He's going to go rocks. Yeah, okay. So we can either go rocks on this turn, we could go for a big earth power. I don't think there's anything wrong going for a big earth power. Silvally Water comes in, so he just sacks that off. Oh, that's nice. That's a really annoying thing to get out of the way early game. This gives him a free chance to go out into the Xatu now, potentially. That gives him a chance to just do a huge Psychic. He goes out into the Diggersby. EQ from a Life Orb Diggersby is going to KO. This is probably a chance for him as well to go for the Agility. If he goes Agility, we're screwed. Well, we're not screwed. 404 can still handle this, but he can knock off. I think we have to try and do damage with Nidoqueen and then try and KO with 404 on the following turns. So, ground resist poison, so I think we're right going for this. He does go for the Agility, yeah, so we were right to sort of just stay in and do damage. We do over 50%. Now an EQ will KO, so we have to let Nidoqueen die here. We go Earth Power again. Now it's whether he predicts us to swap and goes for something like a knockoff, expecting Rotom. He does just go Earthquake, so we die there. But we're in a position now where I feel like 404 can come in and just click return. We know we can survive a hit. He should go Klefki, probably. He says he goes for knockoff, so he gets rid of our Eviolite. But we do KO the Diggersby. Diggersby is one of the biggest threats on his team. I'm really glad that's out of the way. Even without the item, our 404 is still pretty bulky. So I feel like this isn't the worst position for us to be in. We've still got the chance to boost. We've still got our best offensive mons in our... Well, basically everything we've got left is offensively built. Other than this 404. He goes Monferno now. So he's going to be looking for the option of burning or the option of muck punching. I think we just let 404 die now. I think we just start spamming return. He's either going to go for the burn or the muck punch. He goes for the burn. We should still do a decent chunk of damage. Oh, we do absolutely nothing. Alright, well in that case we're best off going for a Toxic on this turn. His attacks are still doing nothing. We missed the Toxic, which is incredibly annoying. You go out into the Klefki here. Doesn't really do anything. Just going to click return. We'll just go for damage then. If we're not going to land Toxics, we'll just go for damage. We've got a free swap out into... He goes Venomoth now, so we do get some damage off. How do we beat this last time? We brought in 404, didn't we? We did big damage with Beam. I remember. We KO'd Bullet Punch. So we need to bear that in mind as what we need to do next. We can still, with another return, that did 30% last time, so another one will bring him down to 40%. I think 40% was around the range that we KO'd him with last time. But he just decides to go for the KO, which is maybe the right play, but this lets us bring in Frogadier now. And we can just go for a big Surf. He has nothing to resist it anymore. Goes out to the Klefki. Klefki's going to take a huge chunk of damage from this. Yeah, 40% of its health gone. We can go Shazam. Shazam shuts the Klefki down. He goes out into Venomoth, anticipating that. He has to go for the KO here, because he knows if he takes any damage at all, our Medicham can KO with Bullet Punch. And he knows that from the last game. But he does decide to just go for it. Okay. We can Thunderbolt. Another Thunderbolt. We get the Paralysis. Oh man, that sucks. I mean, it's really good for us, but it really sucks for him. Because we can just Thunderbolt again now with KO. Jeez. Jeez, that really sucks for him. Oh, we're free to just go for Thunderbolts now. Do big damage, another one will KO. Fire Punch isn't going to KO. Mach Punch can't do anything. I think that Paralysis wins us the match. Just KO. Xatu comes in. If it goes for Psychic, we just bring in Doggo. If it goes for okay, right. Well, we haven't lost. We haven't won. I mean, I think we go Doggo. If he goes for Dazzling Gleam or Trick, we're fine. He goes Psychic, we resist. We know he's got to swap. He has to go out into Klefki. He 100% has to go out into Klefki. So the question is, do we think 2 hits can KO Klefki? I guess we have to find out. Does nothing. I thought Crunch was neutral. Oh no. Okay, well in that case we go back out into Rotom. He gets up a layer of spikes. We can just up with Thunderwave. Thunderbolt rather. We have to. He goes out into the Xatu. We get a huge hit off now. We just KO. That's it. That's game. He can't touch the Rotom. We can just sit in now and just start going for Thunderbolts. That's it. Thunderbolt. And that's the game. Oh man. Well played to Loosey Goosey. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that after that first game we can come back and snag the win. But we did it. Super well played to our opponent there. That was the closest matches we've had by far. Oh man, I'm really chuffed with that. So what this means is that we finish the Swiss round stage unbeaten, which means we'll be seeded first going into the knockouts, which is really good because it means that we'll get drawn against the sort of 4th place qualifier, or at least it should do. Which means that on paper, statistically, we're playing the easier opponent, but everyone who's made it into top cut is going to be good. So yeah, really chuffed with that. I definitely thought we'd lost. Managed to claw it back. Frogadier finally put in some work. He's not had a great record so far. I think he's only killed like 2 things, and he hasn't died yet. I don't think. I don't think I've ever really used him. So super happy that we managed to pull through that. If you guys enjoyed that, please make sure to like and subscribe. That's definitely the most enjoyable battle I think I've had on this channel so far. So really well played to Loosey Goosey. And yeah, all that's left for me to say is thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.